Can you hear?
Yes,
Am
we
I
can hear
audible?
you. Yeah,
Okay.
audible. Hi everyone, welcome to Red Sports. I've got Athroda and Sneshish with me for this show. Obviously, Athroda, as we all know, is in Bengaluru at the moment. Unfortunately, it's still raining. Athroda, what's the latest update at the moment? Early morning, it was raining pretty heavily. What is the update at the moment? Is it still raining quite heavily?
No, it's not raining heavily at the moment. We can say it's a very mild drizzle at the moment. It has stopped for a while. It has stopped completely for a while. Things are looking a little bit better, but not significant. Not significant. And in Bangalore, actually, what they have done is an orange alert has been sounded for today and tomorrow, which means they are forecast. They're predicting some heavy rainfall. But at the moment, it's a little better than it was in the morning, but still not good enough for cricket.
All right, okay. And Athroda, I have to ask you this as well. With the rain taking place today, a lot of assumptions have already been starting to be made about the WTC and how this might be effective in for like the campaign for the Indian team in the future as well. So obviously, the first couple of days are washed out, which shouldn't be the case. But if there are, then this will definitely hamper that Indian team's progress.
See, I wouldn't say it will hamper the progress, but the equation is such that India need before the start of this match, India needed 3 wins and a draw to confirm their place in the WTC final. It doesn't mean that if they do not get 3 wins and a draw, they will not qualify. It depends on the other results also. So, but definitely India would have liked to seal it as soon as possible. And this three-test series against New Zealand was possibly seen as an opportunity to get those 3 wins. Now, if in Bangalore the test match doesn't take place and it gets affected because of rain, India will definitely lose out on securing those 3 wins from this series.
Yeah.
It will not severely dent their chances, but yes, it will. It will keep them from stealing the final spot from this series.
Absolutely. Sneha, we shall come to you. We'll talk about Dubai later, but we'll first speak about this ongoing test match. Obviously, the rain has interrupted the play on day one. Let's take your views on the WTC as well. When they were playing against Bangladesh, so much discussion was taking place about how we have to win that test match. They played aggressive cricket there. Unfortunately, it started raining here as well. So, tell us your impact on the WTC if it continues to rain. And do you think that this team might start playing an aggressive brand of cricket if time is wasted?
Yes, I think if there is enough time, they think that they can come out with a positive result. I think they will try their best to play aggressive cricket. But as I mentioned yesterday also, it was Bangladesh. With all due respect, New Zealand will not be that easy. Their bowlers will be more clinical. Their bowlers will be more lethal. So it will not that much easy for Indian batters to be that much aggressive. What they showed against Bangladesh. But the main thing that I will say that the preparation are getting hampered before the BGT test, because all these test matches are here to get your players prepared for the ultimate Australia series. Because we all know that in home conditions, we all know that New Zealand or South Africa, any team will come, they are strong, but in home conditions defeating India is quite impossible. So the result is not a point here. The point is the preparation ahead of the Australia series. You know, 1 day or 2 day, because of this race, if play doesn't happen, the practice, the preparation is getting hampered, and your batters struggled in recent times in home series also. Even Bangladesh also, your batters struggled. Okay, especially your top batters like Rohit Sharma didn't score that much run, Virat Kohli didn't score that much run. So I think before the Australia series, you want your players to get some game time to score some important runs so that they can get confidence. Because in Australia, we all know how tough it's going to be, whether
Yes.
if you are a bowler or if you are a batter. So I think the ultimate point is there that because of this rain, the preparation is getting hampered. All we can hope that the rain stops and the play happens, because the players needs game time. Have more preparation they make before the Australia series is good for the team.
Yeah, absolutely. Shubhanda has also joined us from Bangalore. He's roaming around. Shubhanda, how's the atmosphere like? I spoke to Athroda also about it, but why don't we get your opinion as well? It was raining also. I've seen that Hindi live as well, and that live, I think it was raining quite heavily. At the moment, it's sort of stopped, I feel. What's the atmosphere like? How is Bengaluru at the moment?
It is still drizzling, although the intensity is very light. But in this steady drizzle, you can't remove the covers off. I spoke to a few groundsmen inside the stadium, and there's a feeling that if you can give them around 1 hour, if the rain completely stops and you give them 1 hour, they'll get the ground ready. Is what they are saying. Of course, it will depend on what the umpires and the match referee and the officials think about the outfield, but they are very confident that within 1 hour they'll get the ground ready, and from there on we can have a match. But for that, you need this drizzle to stop. It is not heavy. It is not heavy. But if you walk around for 5-7 minutes, you will get your hair all drenched. So it is not looking good at the moment. Even the locals who are part of the KSCA inside the stadium, they are saying it is going to be like this the entire day. So not looking good for fans. Yes, there are a lot of fans inside the stadium, a few outside the stadium as well. But again, for them also it is not looking good because they all came to watch the Indian team, and we all know how passionate this Bengaluru city is about cricket, about sports overall. So it's a bit of a dampener for all of them. I met a couple of super fans also in the morning, but they all are towards their hotels, and they are also thinking that okay, एक बार match start हो जाए, once the match starts, we can come back. But right now it is looking a bit bleak, Ishan.
Okay, and how's the drainage system, Shubhan, now in Bengaluru? Like, is it a? Can you speak a bit about that as well? What's the drainage system like, and how soon can we expect play if it stops raining?
I think inside the M. Chinnaswamy Stadium, the sub-air drainage system is one of the best, if not the best, in the entire world. When we talk about cricketing infrastructure, and as I said, with this kind of heavy rain, the groundsmen are confident enough to let the ground ready by within 1 hour. So that speaks a lot about the sub-air drainage system inside the Chinnaswamy Stadium. They have all the super soppers ready. Also, although there's a bit of water that has circled around the covers. They have not covered the entire ground; only the square is covered. So there's a bit of a water puddle around that cover. But the ground staff are very confident that they will get the ground ready within 1 hour. Thankfully, the sub air drainage system inside the stadium is one of the best. And I was saying the same in the Hindi live as well, that if we get 8 sessions, 9 sessions, then perhaps India can try and force a result by playing some good attacking cricket.
Surely, surely. Atruta, on that one, I'll come to you. What's the test match looking like at the moment? A delayed start. How do you think this test match is going to play out, in your opinion?
See, it's a little, it's a dodgy question, but the thing is that you don't necessarily need 5 days to get a result in a test match. I mean, all over the world, test matches get over inside 4 days, mostly these days. And as we all know, in Kanpur, India achieved that a spectacular win when probably 2.5 days, more than 2.5 days were lost due to rain.
Hmm.
So that looking at it that way, but that is not exactly a template. I mean that has happened. That has happened once. It doesn't mean that it will happen over and over again. So looking at the prospect of a result in this match, I think we need at least 3 days. I mean, 3 days means nine
Yeah.
sessions, and probably one more session. I think we need about 10 sessions to force a result in a test match, and more importantly, firstly the rain has to stop. I mean, for today and
Yes.
tomorrow, as Subhan was saying, that they have a state of the art drainage system at the ground, which they can start play if there is a 1 hour dry spell of 1 hour. But the critical question is, we have to have that dry spell of 1 hour. At the moment, that is not in sight. Over the last
Mm-hmm.
24 hours, we haven't had 1 hour which was dry. It has, I mean, it's
The
always been
drizzle
raining.
stopped in between. We saw. I even tweeted a photo of three
Yes, yes, you
groundsmen,
did.
including the head curator here. They when the rain stopped, completely stopped, they came and had a small discussion around what to do, what to not do. But again, within 15 minutes, as Afroza was saying, it started to drizzle again. So that is
Yes.
the issue here. As Afroza is saying, you need that dry spell, which is looking a bit tough right now.
Yeah.
I think we should come back to the. I mean, we have had a lot of discussion on rain because I mean, this is something that we have no control over. Nobody has any control over. But coming back to the WTC qualification scenario, I don't think this will severely dent India's chances
Hmm.
because they're already ahead. And for at the current situation, for two teams to overtake India will take a lot of doing unless there is something really very anticlimactic. So
Yes.
yes, had India won 3-0 in this series, they would have put one step into the final. That may not happen because of this, but also not let's also not forget that Australia are also not there yet. I mean, they are a little bit behind India. And after the India series, the border Gavaskar Trophy, Australia traveled to Sri Lanka for two Test matches, and that is not going to be easy. So India losing an opportunity to post a win here doesn't mean that other teams are going to have a big advantage. They also have to do a, I mean, play out of their skins to beat India. So
Absolutely.
yes, it is a little bit disappointing that I mean, from the fans' point of view, from the players' point of view, from the team's point of view, from the WTC point of view, it's disappointing that the match hasn't started yet. I don't think there is going to be any play today, but I also don't think that this is going to be going to have a crushing impact on India's WTC prospects.
All right. Thank you, Atrada. Snehish, I'll ask you the same question here. What do you think the future of this test match is looking like at the moment?
I think as Shubhan said that if the match happens in 8 or 9 sessions, I think India might try to be aggressive and come out with a positive result. But as I mentioned, that it will be not easy because New Zealand bowlers will be more clinical, compared to the Bangladesh ones, and they have quality spinners also. So I think if the spinners are having some help from the wicket, I think their spinners are more than capable enough to trouble you. So I think it will be not easy, but India will try. As Gautam Gambhir mentioned in the press conference also before this match, that they will try to be aggressive according to the situation and always look for the positive results. So I think the intent is there, as the mindset is there, but it's all about the application. And when it comes to application, you have to consider the condition also. So I think it will be tough, but India will definitely try to come out with a positive result with this current mindset. So let's see. But first of all, this rain needs to stop and the play should start.
Yeah, the rain has to stop. Shubha, and I think we mentioned aggressive intent yesterday also. We might see some aggressive intent once this rain stops because this Indian team wouldn't want to waste any further time. And if the game's already been delayed, we possibly can see them go out with that further aggressive intent. Do you agree?
See, yes, but for that we need to have some start at least. Without any play, how can we say whether we'll see the Indian team play aggressive cricket or not? But yes, if they get a chance, I feel they will go for the win. But again, see, Bangladesh was a very, with all due respect, Bangladesh is Bangladesh, New Zealand is New Zealand. Both have their own different set of challenges. Against Bangladesh, you can still afford to go hard and try because they, apart from that pace attack or a good spell here or there, Bangladesh are never consistent with the bat with the ball. So for India, they could go for that when they could go for the kill. But for New Zealand, they have some quality players. Yes, I agree. They have not played the best of crickets in away conditions, especially the last series against Sri Lanka. Since 2021, they have not won an away series. So that speaks volume about New Zealand's away form. But with playing attacking cricket, you take risk, and if you take good risk against New Zealand, there are chances that it might go against you as well. So even if you draw, see, India needs three wins and one draw to officially seal their place in the
Yeah.
WTC cycle and have no dependency on other teams. Even if you get one draw here, in Pune also the weather is looking very 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 bad right now. So if they get two
Hmm.
draws, I'm just hypothetically saying if they get two draws and in Mumbai, if we I don't know, Ishan, you can shed light whether it's raining in Mumbai or not. But if we get a result in Mumbai, if we get two washouts, then India will have to go in Australia and win at least two test matches, which itself is a challenge. Yes, we are backing India to do well in Australia. They have done well in Australia, but there will be that situation in the back of their minds that we have to win, we must win. Otherwise, things can go wrong for us in the WTC cycle, because South Africa uh, are also
Yeah.
hosting Sri Lanka, which should be an easy task for them. So they are also in that race for the WTC as a final. But for India, if they don't get at least a 2-0 result in this series, then you will have that you have to go to Australia and win matches, and you can't play freely or not think
Completely
about the
under pressure.
WTC cycle much. If ideally three wins in this test series, you are assured of a spot in the WTC final, and you can go for the kill in Australia. But psychologically speaking, they will have something in the back of the mind if they don't get even a 2-0 result from the series.
Absolutely, absolutely, Shubham. I think this is why all these test matches before that Australia test are so important. So lot to look forward to. Shubham and Atruta, I'll continue the conversation with Snehashi regarding the Dubai updates. Both of you all can leave the show. Thank you so much for joining, and we'll try joining again if play starts and if rain also stops later on in the second half of the day. But thank you both for joining. Snehashi, you and me will continue the show.
Right.
Okay, bye, Ishan.
Bye bye. Thank you. Snehashi, how's it going in Dubai? You're still in Dubai. Obviously, the Indian team has been eliminated. Heartbreak. All of us was looking at that Pakistan and New Zealand game. For a second, I think we might have thought that Pakistan has a chance, but then they happened to collapse. What's the atmosphere like in Dubai at the moment? How are the Indian fans at the moment? Have you spoken to any of them? And what's the environment like, in your opinion?
See, I attended both the games, New Zealand, Pakistan, and yesterday's game also, South Africa, West Indies. Sorry, England and West Indies. But the interesting point that I noticed that there were more fans yesterday than the Pakistan game. So I was a bit shocked because in Dubai, that you have many fans, from India or Pakistan. So you expect that Asian teams will have more fans in the stadium rather than top teams like South Africa or England or someone. But interestingly, in Pakistan game, I think it was like you can count that 20 or 30 people might be. So it was very disappointing to see. But yesterday it was a better outing for, I will say, for better attendance for fans, and it was good to see. And what a match it turned out to be. I think you also watched the match. What a
Yes.
match it was, and the way West Indies batted, I was shocked because
Phenomenal.
because yeah,
Did you expect
because
West Indies to
no,
win?
no, no. Actually, what I will say that it was a good pitch to bat on. England scored around 145, 150, but I think it was less. I think it was less, around 15, 20 runs. England started badly, I will say, and then there was a chance that England could have come back with a big score on the board, but the
Yes.
only factor that affected, I think, Heather Knight's injury. I think Heather Knight was looking pretty good. I think after that injury, following batters failed to hit boundaries, or you can say score runs freely. I think that is why the whole innings got interrupted for England. But with the bowling lineup, we all were expecting in the press box that the bowling lineup and the variation England have, I think that total will be enough for them to restrict. But the way
Yes.
Joseph and Haley Matthews started, and the way they continued, especially the dot-in power at the end, I think it was
Mm.
superb to watch. West Indies, we all know whether it is men or women, it's always entertaining team, always look to entertain you, and it was quite an entertainment for every one of us. I think they are the dark horse.
Do you
But
think they
if
can
you
go
see in
all?
the
Yeah.
yes,
Do you
but
think they
but
can
if
go
you
all the
see.
way and win the tournament?
See, they are the dark horse. I think, days like these, like yesterday, more days like yesterday, I think we'll win them the World Cup also. But it will not be easy because it will be a knockout game. I know that yesterday also it was a knockout game for them because they had to win, and they had to win by a big margin also, to get a place in the semi-final. But I was very sad for England because we all discussed in the short analysis also with this bunch. This bunch of England is not playing a semi-final in the World Cup is
Yeah.
unacceptable. The
Yeah.
way they played all three matches, you know, I know that all three matches were in Sharjah. In that tricky wicket, the way they batted there, the bowled, it was very good to see, and it was quite dominating also. But first match in Dubai, the way West Indies played on the day it is mattered, I think so. Kudos to West Indies, but it is very disappointing. Heartbreaking for England. I will say.
Pavan is saying I'm predicting West Indies versus South Africa finals. No Australia, but in that that is
Yes,
tough
yes.
one
I
to
think
beat.
I think I think Pavan is one of them who need, apart from Australia, anyone have to win this World Cup just for the good of women's cricket. I think
Yes, exactly.
for women's cricket, I think it is very much needed that anyone from
Some
apart from Australia, any team should win this World Cup. I think that will bring some competitiveness, that will bring some excitement among the fans because Australia are favorites, no doubt, and they are the favorites to win this World Cup. But I think apart from Australia, if any other teams win, that will be very beneficial for women's cricket going forward.
Absolutely, and valid points, Nish. I think England would definitely be a little shocked. I think they ended up, on the
Definitely.
losing side. They were favorites going into that game. But West Indies, if they continue on with the same momentum, then you never know because they really are the dark
Yes.
horse and
Yes.
they can pull off an
Yes.
upset. If they bat like the way they batted last evening,
Yes.
they
Yes.
can take on any team. We're getting some more questions on that. But before that, Sneha, you also spoke to Nadine De Clark of I think of South Africa,
Yeah.
and you had an interview with her. So
Yes.
why don't you tell the viewers about that interview as well?
Yes, absolutely. We will share the interview shortly. But in that interview, I asked her that it was a heartbreaking moment for them in the last year final against Australia in front of the home crowd. So, how they are prepared. So there was a possibility that South Africa will face Australia in Dubai in the semi-final, and that is going to happen now. So are they ready for this time to face Australia and to defeat them? So they are very hopeful. Nathan de Klerk also mentioned that we all know how quality side Australia is, and they will come tough at us
Yeah.
again. But we are now more prepared. We have played them. We have defeated them in this year's in T20s also. So we are more confident enough. So and she said that yesterday they were fully supporting England, to help them to get that place in semi-final. But the way West Indies plays, West Indies helped them and themselves also. So
Yeah.
that is why. So let's see. I am very excited to see the Australia South Africa game, and because two top teams, the way South Africa also played, I think they lost to England in Sharjah. But the way the other three games they played, I think they are one of the top teams to watch out for in the semi-final. But for England, as you mentioned, I think I think it was a complete off day for that team.
Mhm.
I think Ishan, you have not seen England team missing those easy catches, and not
No.
one, two, so many. Fielding, they were not judging the ball. The
So the
batting, as
field
I
is so
said, that
important.
they didn't understand the pitch. And
Exactly.
yes,
This is
absolutely,
exactly what
absolutely.
fielding is so
And
important.
teams like Australia, England, yes, teams like Australia, England are known for their fielding. But the way England fielders dropped the easy catches yesterday, it was so shocking to see. And bowlers
Yeah.
also, Lauren Bell bowling down the leg, spinners are
Mm.
not bowling. And the another thing that was shocking for me, all England bowlers like Nat Shiverbrand was bowling at the end of the West Indies innings. So you put your three or four fielders in the leg side, but you are bowling constantly out of the off stumps, and it was helping West Indies batters to play the cut shot freely. So it was not understandable that not bowling to the according to the field also. So I think overall it was a complete off day. I think a day a off day like that, I think was needed to knock out England. Otherwise, it was very impossible to knock out England from this World Cup from group stage. So I think
Exactly.
kudos to
Because
West
even
Indies the way they
yeah.
played. They are really the dark horse.
Exactly. I think even you had mentioned in the earlier show that your prediction will be England Australia final. But now with England out, it's opened the
Yes, yes,
possibility for the other two teams. So a lot can happen. But
yes,
England will definitely be disappointed in the future, right? A quality side, similar like Australia, have a lot of depth with the batting, bowling, and they're normally a good side with the field as well. So
definitely.
this loss will surely hurt them. We'll take one final question and then we can end the show. Tanmesh Saha said Australia can bring two teams of different names and both of them can play the final. So that's the depth of this Australian side. Scary. It is a scary side, Sneshish. Honestly, it's a team that can beat any team actually, and this team can actually go on and win another World Cup. But like you said, it won't do great.
Actually, but I
Carry on,
Yes,
carry on.
yes. And as I mentioned you guys earlier, that when I watch them first practice session, there is some aura about them, like champions. You can sense that by standing from a distance. Like you are seeing all champions here, all 15, 16, 20 members, all are champions. Their mindset, the way they practices, the way they chill. I think there's a aura.
Yes.
But yes, I think I am absolutely agree with Tanmay that two teams, if Australia sent, they will be in the final, high chances. But
Hmm.
as I mentioned, that that I am not against Australia. I was personally said that I given the podium finish to them in the SWOT analysis. So I know that they are the favorites, but for women's cricket it will be better. For women's cricket it will be better that if other teams win this World Cup. But for West Indies, I think one thing is tricky that they will play at Sharjah against New Zealand.
Mhm.
I think
So
the Sharjah wicket might be a little bit tricky. It will be not as good for batting as it was yesterday in Dubai. But New Zealand or West Indies will be a tricky game to watch at Sharjah.
absolutely, absolutely. A lot to look forward to. Thank you, Snehashi, for joining, and thank you to everyone who joined as well. The New Zealand India action will take place. The World Cup is still heating up, semi final and final to go. So, a lot of action yet remains. So, make sure you stay tuned to Rev Sports, like, share, subscribe, and we'll bring you all the exclusive content as well. Snehashi, before you leave, you want to tell the viewers about the plan for the next few days, and then we can end the show.
The plan is today Australia and South Africa will have their press conference and practice session. So we'll go there. We'll try to get latest update and we'll definitely share with you guys. Same tomorrow. I think the other two semi-finalists, New Zealand and West Indies, will have their PC and practice session. And definitely tomorrow is the semi-final one also, so we'll be there also. So all the latest update we'll try to give as soon as possible, and obviously then after 1 day gap, the grand final is there. So
Yes.
let's see how it goes, but we will try all our best to give all the latest update from the camps.
Thank you, Snehashi, and thank you to everyone who joined. We'll catch you all really, really soon. Like, share, subscribe. Thank you.
Thank you.